Hey you guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing another quick send review. Today's product is going to be the MorrFlate TenSix air compressor paired with the, I believe it's 125, oh there's a V. We're going to be talking about the MorrFlate TenSix air compressor paired with the quad hose for the Toyota Tacoma, long wheelbase, any other type of vehicle, truck that you may be using it for. It's a really cool product. I've had it for a few months now. I've gotten a chance to use it quite a few times in some upcoming videos. Hopefully this week when we travel out to Colorado, we'll get to use it a bunch more. But I wanted to give my honest feedback on the product as I've been using it quite some time. And, you know, for anyone who's interested, give them an idea of what to expect and what they're looking at. So let's get right into the video. So right here we have the MorrFlate quad hose system and the TenSix air compressor carrying bags. Really nice quality. I haven't had any issues with the compressor itself getting too hot after use and putting it back in there. I know that's something that I hear a lot of people asking about. Oh, is it, you know, does the system get hot? Yes, it does get hot. We'll see here in the next few minutes when I do a test run, but it's not something that I think is too hot for the bag itself. Overall quality build on this compressor, I'll take it out in here in a sec, is really nice. I love the colors that MorrFlate uses for all their products. Nice pop green here against the Mountain Hatch orange. And then the quad hose system, I did opt for the digital gauge. The digital gauge will kind of give you a live readout of all your tire pressures, all synced up together. And overall, I think the build again is super nice. These are kinetic hoses, so they're not going to like be stuck in one position or want to kind of be, you know, always trying to go back into a certain shape. So it's really easy to pack away when you're done and get all cleaned up. But yeah, overall packaging, just for transportation uses, is really nice, as you can see. Something that I definitely plan to continue to keep just either in the truck or always something that I'll take out on any type of wheeling trip. So there we have it. I just went ahead and got all 4 tires connected to the MorrFlate system. Fairly easy, super straightforward. They all have a really nice connection on them that allows you to kind of lock them into place very quickly and easily. And from here on out, we're just going to pop on into the engine bay and check out the digital gauge here. So as you can tell, we're at 37 PSI, 37 and change. You can see that the decibel reading is switching up a little bit. That's just because this system actually equalizes all 4 tires. So if not every single tire at time of hookup is at the same PSI at this point, before we've let any air out of the vehicle or out of the tires, it's going to equalize that pressure. And it seems right here that it's at 37.4. I will note one thing that I did notice and that I want to mention here before anyone else gets super confused is the onboard measurement, or I guess computer reading of the tire PSI is going to be 2 PSI higher according to Toyota. I kind of trust the MorrFlate system more than the onboard computer, but when I arrived here, as you saw, MorrFlate's telling me 37.5. The computer basically said 2 tires were at 38, and two were at 39. So it is going to vary a little bit if you're a little OCD and want to get the computer on your dash to read exactly what you want. Just kind of calibrate that and keep that in mind, that you're going to be 2 degrees lower on the MorrFlate system as opposed to what you're going to see on your dash. So all we got to do now is hit this little collar and bump it up, and it should start deflating all the tires. That is the best sound in the world. So as you just saw from the timer I had going, oops, I gotta stop it there. We aired down from about 38 PSI to what I wanted to calculate on the dash as 18 PSI. Here, once all the tires equalized, we're at about 16 and a half now, 17 PSI once they've got all equalized. But that is incredibly fast, all 4 tires in under 2 minutes. When I'm obviously doing this a little slower for all you all who are watching this, but to get the hose out, get everything hooked up, aired down and on the trail in what I'd say is probably less than 5 minutes, this product definitely delivers in that regard. So what we've gone ahead and done now is plugged in the TenSix air compressor, hooked it up to the battery, and attached the additional chuck to the base of the quad hose. That way, the same port that the air was leaving out of last time, now we're going to be pumping air back in. And I'm going to show you all with the watch timer again, see how long it takes us to air back up. I know airing down took about realistically 1 minute and 45. So I'm curious to see now, just because I've never actually paid attention, how quickly the air compressor can get us back from 18 PSI to 40 PSI. So I'm gonna get inside the truck, turn it on, and then we'll go from there. So just got done airing back up the tires. As you can tell, airing back up did take about 40 seconds longer. We're back here, it finally equalized. It was fluctuating a little bit, but we're at 36. Now it's a little bit lower than what we started with, but it's a really warm day today, and I like the tires to be at around 38 fully warmed up. So when I look in here, it says they're around 39, and I only drove a short ways to get here. So I'm hoping that that's gonna be a good, at least place to start right now. So pressure's fluctuated a little bit. It went down about half a PSI, which I'm happy with. Like I mentioned, the same as kind of getting this thing started. The TenSix chuck here mounted just to the base here of the quad hose, and I just disconnected that. I'm gonna put that away, get the cables off of the battery terminals, and then I'll show you kind of what it looks like all packed up again. So before I put it away, as I mentioned at the very beginning, I am gonna let this cool down a little bit. It is around 75, 80 degrees outside, and although we only ran this for about 3 minutes total, you can see here, it's not too hot to the touch at this point in time. But if you have a few minutes to spare, I would definitely consider kind of just letting this thing cool down just a little bit before you put it back in the bag, especially if you're out on the trail on like a really hot day. These things aren't going to cool down any easier. Fortunately, mid 70s isn't too bad, especially out here in California. If you are anything like me, like to keep your things clean inside your truck, I made a video on this product not too long ago. This is the Midnight Forest 8-gallon water tank. I don't know if I have too much more water in here right now. but I'm gonna give it a shot. I got a microfiber here just to wipe the hoses down, especially if it's dirty and dusty. I know we can kind of keep these bags and clean them out after the fact, but I'm about to go on a fairly long trip, so I want to keep things kind of as clean as possible. So we got a little water left in there. Crank it closed. This video is not about this thing, but if you need water for anything from cleaning bikes, getting water in a dog bowl like we often do, they are awesome. Check them out. I'll leave a link in the description below. And as easy as that, we're back to square one. So everything's packed back up. Air compressor had time to cool down. Got the hose all folded back up into the appropriate form, and it's going to be ready for the next trip. So there we have it. That was a kind of review and demo of the MorrFlate TenSix air compressor and the quad hose on a 2019 Toyota Tacoma. One thing to note though is that the different ratings, or I guess metrics that they give you on the website, it's all going to depend on what size tire you have. So the Tacoma today that we did it on, 33-inch tires ish, and that's going to be a lot quicker than doing it on, let's say, a set of 35s or a set of 37s. I think MorrFlate only rates this kit for 35s as it's like max. MorrFlate, if you're watching this, let me know. I'm not trying to butcher this in any way, but super fast. So air down, less than 2 minutes, air back up, just over 2 minutes. So I'd say it's safe to say that you can air down and up in about 5 minutes with this system, which is incredible considering there's no onboard air on my truck. I don't have an ARB sitting in the engine bay. I don't have an ARB or any other sort of power tank or anything like that that's in the vehicle at all times. So this is going to be something I'm going to really enjoy using this summer. We're leaving, I've said this in a few other videos, we're leaving on a trip to Colorado. That's coming up in about 3 days. And we're gonna be hitting the Alpine Loop and a bunch of the trails out there. So super excited to use that while we're out there. It's also gonna be interesting to see how it differs just given the altitude. I'm sure that there's gonna be some variation with pressure. And if anyone has any questions about that in a later video, be happy to answer it once we get back. But as always, if this is the first time you're watching the channel, welcome. Thanks for being here, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to make videos here every week. Trying to do reviews and installs, trail reviews, little shorts, aerial cinematics, everything like that. So yeah. One thing I'll also do is I will drop all of the stats for the compressor and the quad hose system in the description below. Maybe I'll add a little blurb right down here of what the metrics and stats for the pair are. But overall, super happy. Yeah, and I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. And until next time, enjoy the ride.